Hey everybody, Tom here for Tom's Road Trip, and I'm down in Miami, Florida, and I'm visiting Jungle Island. This is a tropical zoo, lots of different birds. I spent all day here this afternoon. I am back this evening for their Lantern Festival, and it is called Luminosa, a World of Enchantment. Now this is a little bit different than the Asian Lantern Festivals that I've been to several different times. This is not an Asian Lantern Festival. This is it's a different type of festival. They have all the different lanterns, but it's story themed. They have a map that you download, so I have that on my phone, and the different areas have a number corresponding to the information that I will show you on my phone. Of course, I will have a digital version of that for the video. All right, it's just after 6. Of course, it doesn't start being completely dark until like around 6:30 or even 6:45. So all this stuff here in the front, I will show you again on my way out. But you can see all of the storybook pages. See right there, it says number 1, and the map shows this as Legends books. And of course you got all these beautiful butterflies. Even though it's not completely dark yet, there's a lot of shade at this park, so everything is still gonna look fantastic. You know, in the front you got all of these gorgeous flowers. Go underneath the pages. And of course this is a zoological park, so there's going to be a lot of animals. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. Now this place is AZA accredited. Oh wow, this is cool too. That. Wow. This is phenomenal, man. These are mythical creatures. Almost like Pokemon. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's again on the other side. And number 2 is aptly named World of Dragons. This is fantastic. This is their koi pond. Oh wow. A big old light up koi. Had trouble finding the real koi fish in here today. I was looking all over the place for them. I like this dragon right here. See, there's number 2. flowers light up. That is pretty cool. Now you might hear some bass throughout this. They are setting up in the entry area for their weekend event. You got music. So they're getting all of their equipment set up and they're doing some testing. Just in case you're wondering what the loud thumping is. By the water. Ooh. Look at all the hearts up here. Yeah, Valentine's Day this month, the time of my filming anyway. Alright, so I'll be going through just got to be on the lookout for the different numbers so I can let you know what they are. Like these flowers. All right, this is number 3, Phoenix Realm. Oh, wow. This is beautiful. If you're a fan of the Harry Potter films, you might remember the Phoenix from the movies. Phoenix, when they reached the end of their life, they burst into flames and a new Phoenix rises from the ashes. Very nice type of flowers to go through. Just gorgeous, man. Alright, so there is stuff this way. However, you're supposed to go this direction to see everything in order. Some of these pathways were blocked off during the daytime. Oh, here we go. This is number 4. So number 1 is called Kokeshi Ball. Pretty interesting. It's like one of the waving cats. Wow. Yeah, right. We're at number 5. This is called Fairy Tunnel. Wow. Oh my god, this is so nice. Wow. And all the music. Very interesting. Wow. Just giving you another view. The fairies. Wow, this is so nice. So moving on. That's from the fairy tunnel. Got more of the animals. They said we are at a zoological park, so they're obviously going to have lots of animals. You might hear me say wow a few times. Just don't be surprised. We got 6, which is Candyland. Got this big gingerbread house. I'm guessing it's a gingerbread house. Through here. Yeah, there's number 6. Ooh. And that looks yummy. Oh yeah, the lollipops. Gummy bears. The candy canes, lollipops. Peppermint discs. Oh man. Big old cupcake. Oh my gosh. Getting hungry now. Ooh. Little twirled candies. This looks like those sweet tarts. I think that's what they are. Gummy bear. I do enjoy the gummy bears. That was a good cartoon back in the 80s also. You've never seen it before. Alright, going this direction next. This is pretty nice. Pathways are a bit confusing because they're not blocked off like most other lantern festivals I've been to, so that way you're going in at the correct pathways. So like there's a chain here. I think I'm supposed to go this way because there's stuff in the back here I haven't seen yet. Oh, yep, because here's number 7. This is called Knight's Castle. Wow. That's pretty cool how the stuff moves. Who's coming in to fight him? Was quite impressive. so cool. All right, number 8 is Love Hearts. And all the tiki masks. Pretty darn cool. So I'm going to show you the map. So that way you see just how jumbled it is. You know, getting around to the different areas if you're going to go in order. It's the rest of 8. See the rest of 8 over there.
Hola. Hello.
Alright, so heading this direction for the next spot. Because at least there's one area where the pathway's blocked off. Instead of you know you're supposed to go this way. All these really nice flowers. Ooh. Those are nice. We're up to number 9. It's called Jungle Nights. That's what these flowers here are. Alright, so this is where it becomes confusing again. You know, these hearts up. So I would think this is all part of Love Hearts. Really not sure. Got a hippopotamus, very colorful hippopotamus. Some psychedelic mushrooms. Ooh. Very pretty frog. So while this is gorgeous, they could have laid out the pathway better. That's all I'm saying. That's my only critique of this place so far. Some of the stuff seems to be out of sequence. You know, like the stairs here aren't blocked off. So I don't know if I was supposed to come down the stairs, come over here first, and go back up the stairs. I don't know. Alright, so continue on. Jungle Nights, this is 9, so I know this is actually 9. I just don't know what the other part was. I just don't want to miss anything. Or have to go back and forth. Looks like a cartoony type frog right there, doesn't it? And there's the koi fish. Koi fish again. It's almost like Diggum Frog. Yeah, pretty koi. So looking on the mini map that comes, you know, on that I downloaded, there's a code you scan that brings up all the information. Look. Look, it's the fruit stripe gum. Look at that, man. Oh my god, the fruit stripe gum zebras. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love fruit stripe gum. Too bad it loses its flavor so fast. Ooh, very colorful cheetah. This guy got into some paint. All right, now you see here the pathway is blocked off. We've got a lizard. Alright, so apparently this part is a dead end. At least believe it is. Alright. Now I'm going the right way. I see number 10. This is called fairy tale animals. Yes, the area is called fairy tale animals. So that's what the fruit striped zebras and the very colorful cheetah are. Part of 10. Ooh. This is nice. Wow. Oh my god, I love this elephant. Love this elephant. Look at that. Wow. Alright, so I had to backtrack because the pathways that I was on are dead ends. So I believe I'm going to be heading this way. And you got more of the hearts. Looking for the number. Alright, so this has got to be 11 Wolf Mountain. So I will be going through this a second time. There is a show that starts in just under half hour right by the stadium that I'm at. So after the stadium I'm going to do a nice rewalk and I won't be talking. At least then I'll be able to go in order. So we go underneath. There we go. Got all of the nice flowers. Now I have not seen the number 11 yet, but I am assuming this is what this is. Love these flowers. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is all part of 11. See, right over there by the restrooms is the pathway I went to the right, good to go to number 4. I guess that pathway can't be blocked off because that's where the restrooms are. So that's how you get to everything. Oh wow, look at that. Multicolored. Alright, so this way is we're heading to the Parrot Bowl Theater for the Luminosa, a World of Enchantment. This is their show. And they've got all the lights up above. It's like some of their lanterns aren't lit up, but all the ones along this are. Alright, so once I do my rewalk, I will do everything in the correct order. As I stated, I won't have any commentary. I mean, perhaps you'll watch the entire video. It's learning, you know what I mean? Alright, so this is the theater. Starts at 7, so I get about 20 minutes. I'm currently the only one in the theater. See if it gets filled up or not. Or we're going to see some Benny Hill. pain in the ass. that was very nice. That was entertaining. Unfortunately, the crowd wasn't very engaging like they should have, you know, for these performers to go out and do all that. So that was a bit disappointing that the crowd wasn't more engaging, because those performers were fantastic and they deserved so much more applause. That's why I was hooting and hollering, trying to give my appreciation to them. So now that I've seen this, I'm going to do a rewalk of everything. Now I know the order to go in, because that's my only critique, that the pathways should be better laid out. And now it's going to be completely dark, so everything's going to look so much nicer. So I'm going to go back at the entrance and do a nice rewalk. outdoors.
Trop vite.
vuelta, terminamos en los juegos, ¿entendés? Hay que terminar la vuelta y volvemos con los juegos.
El nuevo. Ouais, ouais.
All right, everybody, that's gonna do it for my little excursion here at Jungle Island for Luminosa. This was really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, my only critique is the way it is laid out. Some of it is overlapping into others. The numbers should be where it starts, not somewhere in the middle. And of course, some of the pathways, you think you're doing one thing and you're doing something different. So they could do that a little bit better, but everything was fantastically gorgeous. I really, really enjoyed it. I got some pictures here I'm going to show you also right before I end my video completely. All right, so I got to choose 2 physical photos. Also includes in my $35 purchase, I think there's 12 digital photos and a digital video. So I'll include those right here so that way you can see everything. It's only one photo of me, just with the different backgrounds, but it's still nice. So leave some comments down below where your favorite part of this was. I said I really, really enjoyed everything. Just the presentation was fantastic, it's just the execution kind of stunk. The little show that they had was also fantastic. Like I said, I felt so bad for the 2 performers. The people in the crowd could have been a little bit better. I mean, they clapped at the end, but like during the stuff, they're like completely dead silent. That's the reason why I was hooting and hollering, just to give them a little bit of thanks, basically. Normally, during the show, I'd remain quiet, but it was kind of disheartening. Anyway, leave some comments down below. Again, what your favorite part of this activity was. This is my 4th Lantern Festival I've been to. This was really, really cool. So any other comments, suggestions, things like that, I'd love hearing from everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.